Whew, that's some fine picking picking.
That was nice. Made me do a little shimmy.
I know.
Yeah.
You are listening to the Long in the Boot podcast, the podcast from the heel of the boot of Southwest Louisiana. I am G Long, your host, joined as always across the way there by Deb.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, well, it's been a week.
It has been a week.
Actually, been 2 weeks since we've been with these folks.
It has. It's still raining.
Hi, folks. By the way, that fine little piece of music right there, that was a friend of mine named Landon Blood. And if you get a hold of me, if you've got something special you need, commissioned music-wise, you could always give me a call and maybe I could put y'all in touch.
Connect.
He is quite the talent.
He is. He took our original little somewhat flat. It was catchy.
It was catchy, but it was flat.
It wasn't, it didn't have depth. And
he gave us some dobro.
He took his dobro and he added a little
harmonica.
Yeah.
And so,
makes you want to move a little bit.
Yeah, it does. I liked it.
Anyway, liked it
so thank you very much, Landon, for
our new song.
For our new
intro.
Intro. Yeah, it's great.
It's coming along. It's all coming along.
It is. If you want to reach Long in the Boot, don't forget we have a website, longintheboot.com. You know the rest. And the most recent episode of each podcast is on the very first page, so you don't have to go digging. Mm-hmm. And then if you want to hear an old podcast, I've got about 8 up there from the past. I'm still working on it.
Yeah, but you're coming up on a 1-year anniversary.
We are getting close.
Not a 1-year anniversary with me, but
no,
as a co-host, but a 1-year anniversary. So
that's right.
Congratulations for, sticking to it.
I know, right? Usually I'm really lazy about these things.
So a commitment. Yeah. Well, you got me on board. There was no going back then.
Yeah. Then I was committed.
Yeah.
Story of my life.
This past week, we're getting ever closer to the end of the school year.
Yes, we are.
The most bizarre school year in my 18 years of teaching.
I think you'd be hard pressed to find another teacher who would say, other than the ones from this area, not only was there a pandemic, there were 2 hurricanes.
And then a freeze.
that was
Mardi Gras.
Insane.
Yeah. We got that extra day back. Yeah, they thought they'd take it from us, but we took it back.
They gave us that.
We didn't have water or heat, but we got that damn day.
We got our Mardi Gras holiday back. Yeah, take that.
Ooh, it was a rough go. It's been a rough go.
Cold pork and beans.
End of the school year. So graduation, lots of positive things at the end of the school year, lots of strange, aggravating things as well.
Congratulations to the graduates.
The recent grads.
Of McNeese or any of those other.
Any of the schools
of higher learning.
All students who managed to continue.
Well, the high school kids are not there yet.
No, they're not.
Nope, not yet. Sorry.
I know. Nope. But this last 2-3 weeks is.
You got to wear this stupid hat and robe. That's the way it is.
The mortar board.
Yeah. Some traditions should just go away.
Yeah, tradition.
You know my opinions on that silly hat.
Okay, so our topic this week, because we've been talking about the end of the school year and how it's traditionally been known as a bit of a time of madness for the students. Our seniors, their last day was last Friday, not this past one, but a week prior to that. So the current 11th graders feel like, it's their time now. We're seniors. Why do we even have to be here?
Madness takes control.
It has, and the teachers are feeling it too.
Sure.
I'm sure.
This year for sure.
So here we are talking about
teachers. Yeah, they don't always keep it together.
No, we're just human.
Yeah, I suppose so.
And sometimes we lose it too.
But was it always this way, you think?
Probably. I just think the media wasn't there to
jazz it up,
to jazz everything up for all of us to feel better about ourselves when we hear a teacher gone bad.
Well, we get it's, I bet teachers really do hear a lot of the same stuff that teachers heard 30, 40 years ago.
Oh, I'm sure.
My juniors right now are upset because they don't understand why they can't stop coming to school. After all, the seniors stop coming to school. It's just not fair that they have to keep coming. Yeah,
Text your mommy and ask her to check you out.
That's what they mostly do anyway.
Ooh, I'm glad I didn't
save up those days. I tell them every year at the beginning.
You're going to want it at the end.
You're going to want it.
Yeah. Well, they didn't listen. So
they never do. And of course, you got to get all your grades together and all that good stuff.
Yeah. But I need an A and I have an F. My mom won't put up with anything else.
You hear that, do you?
Yeah. Yes. What can I do for extra credit? I know report cards are coming out in 4 hours. Can you do something and fix it?
So yeah, you hear everything from students at this point when it's looking really, really bad. And
chemical bonds are what make matter. Bonds are what hold the physical world together, what hold us together.
Yeah, no, I got it. Bonds.
Your test score says otherwise. It tells me you don't get it at all.
Yeah, but, 58, I was close.
What is close? There's no close in science, Barry. There are right answers and wrong answers. Close didn't put men on the moon.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, Mr. White, 2 points? Look, if I don't pass chemistry, I have to go to summer school, and I really studied, really studied, all night hard, and I'm so into chemistry for, the concepts. I just think I might have, the attention deficit. Couldn't you please just let this slide?
Don't bullshit a bullshitter. The answer is no. Next time, apply yourself.
My hero.
Everyone's Breaking Bad hero.
That's right.
every science teacher's hero.
A teacher who knew what he wanted and he went after it.
Boy,
Walter White.
Didn't he though? Okay, so he was a little bit of our spark for this episode, but
of
reality
teachers.
Is actually what was the impetus for this, because there is so much to work with.
Well, first we have to mention that when we started looking for Breaking Bad stories about teachers, we weren't specifically using the show, but looking for just bad decision making.
Yeah.
And
poor
but
teacher
we decided
behavior.
Immediately, because when you type in anything about teachers behaving badly, the first thing you get is 1,000 links to 1,000 different teachers who have had sexual relations with students.
Yeah, and that, well, it's just too cliche and easy that there's no reason to discuss it.
But I just want to go ahead and say this now. Stop it.
Yeah.
Can you people knock it off?
This is not a Van Halen song.
Get a different job, man. This is not the place for that.
Yes.
Stop it.
You make things difficult for the rest of us.
All right. There.
So there will be no intimate relations with teachers and students in this podcast.
No, not at all.
No, we have too much else.
That's the handicap.
That's the handicap. Yep. All right, there you go.
So what you got?
What do I have? Well, I guess as in all of our episodes, we try to give you a little bit of the past, right? How we got to where we are, kind of thing, or where we started with everything. So I have an ad for a teacher from the Virginia Gazette, August 20, 1772. Wanted immediately a sober, diligent schoolmaster capable of teaching reading, writing, and arithmetic, and the Latin tongue. Any person qualified as above and well recommended will be put into immediate possession of the school. So you get the whole school, every bit of it's yours.
You're the superintendent, you're the principal, and you're the teacher.
All you need to do is be capable and well recommended.
Sober.
And sober and diligent.
Sober. And that was when we were a colony. That was the Brits.
Yes. Isn't that awesome? So from colonial times, I guess, now into the early decades of the 19th century. Did
you have to be sober all the time or just at work?
Well,
or were they meaning it? They were probably meaning it in behavior.
I think they meant behavior. Yeah. Yes, I think that's the case. So all the way into, the 19th century, most teachers were men. However, they really weren't using it, especially in the rural schools, as a career. It was a stepping stone. The men came, they taught for a short time, and then they moved on. So those men became, lawyers.
Almost all the early legislators and stuff taught at some point.
Yeah, they weren't there for the long haul. They weren't there for the kids, I guess. They were there for networking.
Networking and learning how to do your shtick. You got to do your shtick.
You practice in front of the kids, and then you take it to the parents, and then the city, and you move on up. So a stepping stone.
And it was probably something where somebody in the town, because since towns hired teachers, it might have been like they were friends with a banker or in town or the mayor and said, look, can you fill in for these 2 years, and then I'll recommend you to Senator so-and-so.
Yeah, but you gotta put in your time and show your creds.
Yeah, you gotta make your bones.
You gotta establish your rep. So then we had some time education reformers. James Carter in 1826 said grammar school teachers have rarely had any education beyond what they have acquired in the very schools where they have to teach. Their attainments, therefore, to say the least, are usually very moderate. So people like Horace Mann, started stepping up and saying, look, we need to actually have some educated people, because, oftentimes they were having 8th grade level student 14, 15-year-olds teaching in some cases.
Yeah.
And that's not really what you want.
Not real requirements. I mean,
no, there were no actual requirements, I guess, except sober and diligent.
Sober.
Yes.
Sober. Throw that in.
So Horace Mann came up with some guidelines and rules, I guess, is in addition to teaching basic literacy and arithmetic. New schools now, according to these reformers, would instill a common political and social philosophy of sound Republican principles.
Well.
So,
and Republican would have been they're talking about the Republic.
Well, yeah, he hoped that these teaching this as a consensus would ward off much feared political instability and upheaval. The children would now gain a knowledge, that.
What year?
The year for that was, I want to say 1872-ish.
Oh, wow. So, yeah.
Yeah.
No. I mean, making good citizens, right? I mean, that's their goal.
Yeah. So then they came up with the common schools, and then teachers went to normal schools to learn their craft. And then as things went on and more schools began to open, there was a problem. There was a shortage. You didn't have enough people.
Enough men
there. Yeah, that's the problem. So the feminization of education began.
Well, you know what?
Actually,
you could
that's
also
around the
look at it like maybe they were trying to cut their budgets.
Well, this is the quote. This is 1849 Massachusetts. God seems to have made woman particularly suited to guide and develop the infant mind, and it seems
what? A woman?
A woman.
Guiding a child?
Yes,
that's insane.
And it seems very poor policy to pay a man $20 or $22 a month for teaching children the ABCs, when a female could do the work more successfully at 1/3 of the price.
There you go.
That was a Littleton School Committee, Littleton, Massachusetts.
Good, sound financial thinking in my book.
So they had argued then, all those reformers, that women were by nature nurturing and maternal, as well as here we go.
Where'd they get that?
High moral character. Yeah. So then... Wait, hold on. As Mann wrote in 1840, the school committee are sentinels stationed at the door of every schoolhouse in the state to see that no teacher crosses its threshold who is not clothed from the crown of his head to the sole of his foot in garments of virtue. Note that Mann still referred to the teacher as though it was a man, but
garments of virtue.
Garments of virtue, head to toe.
Yeah. What? Huh?
So show no skin.
Hat.
You are.
No, I'm sure your face could be out. That'd be about it. You better not show that neck.
Yeah. All right. So then really what the point here of taking us back into the delightful past a little bit is just to show that, teachers had a moral obligation to be, respected. To be respected
and to be don't make waves. I mean, really, that's what they want. They want, so and again, until you get to the 1800s in the North anyway, you don't really have school districts. You have
Well,
much of America was rural, so towns
they were
teachers.
And they were required to do it. That was something that when the common school era began, that it was a requirement, and
states did it first, and eventually it became a requirement everywhere.
Yes,
but there were no public schools in the South before the Civil War, not one.
Not one.
That's what they say.
All right. Well, here we are.
Yeah.
Living the legacy.
But what's a public school? I mean, if a town hires a school marm, then that's not a public school exactly, depending on who's going.
All right. Well, the point is then once they pay somebody to go into a classroom and take over the responsibility of educating all the little darlings, they can then ask them to be virtuous and upstanding citizens in the community, because you are the moral example for these young people.
And think about it. You were the teacher, the female teacher in a small town. You had to, I bet you went courting all the time.
No,
Properly.
no, you did not.
What?
No, you did not.
But
if you got
come
that,
on.
that rule is true. If you got married, you were fired.
Well, why would you be fired for being married?
You were not allowed to. Because I don't know. I thought about this actually, and it kind of made me wonder: is it just the concept that if she's married, then those kids know that you sleep with a man?
Well, that's true.
And is that just too much?
I had a teacher. Oh, I didn't turn off my cell phone.
Ooh,
Shame
that's
on
bad,
me.
bad.
Oh, you know what? That's. Oh no, you know what it is?
We're out of internet.
My phone's telling me we have no internet.
That's all right. We're recording our stuff.
That's right, and I could cut that out if I was professional, but I'm not gonna.
But you're a teacher, so.
But I'm a teacher. I'm Breaking Bad. See,
That's it. That's it. All right. So we fast forward into modern times when apparently morals and virtue are played loose and
they're getting in short supply.
well, it seems like it, or maybe we just hear about it all on the media, and that's the point. And actually, social media is one of the snares that gets a lot of teachers in trouble.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Social media and putting things
Now-
in print. Don't write it out.
Don't write it. Don't take a picture of it. Don't video it.
Don't do it on
Don't
Zoom.
post it.
Don't. Yeah. So I had a little.
But then again, keep doing it because it makes it easy to do a show like this.
Yeah, it makes it easy to find information. So so on a little low
I
end.
feel a little dirtier after researching this.
Poor little teacher in Massachusetts. She was a supervisor of the high school math and science program, and she was forced to resign because of her Facebook comments where she described students as germ bags and parents as snobby and arrogant. So when they spoke to the teacher, who was 54.
Well, I'm going to give her germ bags, but.
Well, yeah, she had been sick quite a bit and she was upset. You know, she's like, I know when you're exposed to kids all the time, this could happen, but man, just, clean up. So she's 54, which tells me, she's been doing this for a while, so she should know better. But she said in an interview on ABC News, I embarrassed the district. I embarrassed the school superintendent. If I were her, I probably would have done the same thing. So it was no surprise that she got fired. She said she thought her posts would only be visible to her friends and did not realize that Facebook settings made her comments visible to everybody on the internet. I take full responsibility for my stupidity, and I hope it serves as an example to kids that they need to be very, very vigilant about their privacy.
Well,
not that she shouldn't have said it, but that you need to make sure your privacy settings are right.
Well,
that was the only error she made.
That bird has flown. Okay, kids.
Yes, it's all public. It will all be public at some point.
It's all public now.
Well, and just posting things, that's, that. I mean, that's usually most contracts these days say that you're not going to get on social media and badmouth your school district or your parents and students.
Well, now you better just keep your mouth shut about everything.
Yeah.
Political. Because if you just
that's
rub
not
the
political,
wrong,
that's just personal, but political as well. Yes.
But political has become personal. That's the issue. So now you could be fired for saying something about a person who might know somebody who knows somebody else who works for the school
or
board.
you put up who you want to vote for, and it just, why do you want to step into all that? I know you have freedom of speech, but don't be stupid. And again, here's our point, right? Don't be stupid. Look at the what was it? School districts, school board got on a Zoom meeting, thought that they were turned off and only talking to each other, and just went on to a litany of complaints and bad language about their
but it's funny
district.
is you watch that clip all the way through. At the end there, when one of them goes, oh, wait, was that on for everybody? She realized.
Yeah.
So she's just stopped talking. It was like
they all went home that night going, how are we going to dig ourselves out of this? I know. South Park did it. Oh, I took Ambien.
Yeah, they didn't dig themselves up.
No, they didn't. They all resigned.
The Roseanne excuse. I drank and took Ambien.
Yes. It was the Ambien.
It made me a racist.
Well, and so, words can get you in trouble. Your posts, the things you say, obviously, you have to be smart about that kind of thing. But you're also not allowed to put your hands on a student.
No.
And teachers
shouldn't do that.
Those days are gone. I did get spanked in school.
Oh, me too.
Oh, yes, I was.
A lot.
I was spanked by classroom teachers, and by principal.
Yep.
I was spanked by nuns when I was at Catholic school.
I was spanked by the teacher across the hall one time because the lady teacher's hand was hurt and somebody needed to spank me.
Somebody, I'm sure that they did. Now,
I got swatted.
I can't even.
All the teachers had a paddle.
Oh yeah. It was a different time.
Sight, man.
And it was, the community really did rule.
Think about that.
I know.
Here's this hunk of wood I will hit you with if you act up. It's on my wall.
We didn't act up all that much. Well, I guess I did get spanked though, so I must have acted up some.
I did. You'd be surprised to learn that I couldn't shut up. I couldn't stop talking. Weird.
Wow.
But today, see, they would have just shoved a pill down my throat back then. If they had it.
That may very well be true. A lot of times I think that's the parents too saying, "Doctor, my kid.
I'm tired. Give him a pill."
I can't do this anymore. It's like the end of the school year all the time. There was a case of a student or a teacher who actually physically harmed a student, and it was over a juice box.
Well, then he clearly justified.
Maybe he needed
a
drink.
Did he hit the student?
Student was airlifted to the hospital after an alleged altercation. Yeah, no, it went really bad.
Wow.
You didn't realize juice box was serious business here.
Hey, juice box.
11-year-old boy airlifted to the hospital to receive 6 stitches to his forehead after an allegedly an altercation with his teacher during the school day. The boy, where is, I want to read the description exactly because it's the teacher, in the video, the teacher grabbed this woman's son by his hoodie and slammed his forehead into the counter in the classroom. She said, the mother, "You see him at one point, my son's feet lift up off the ground and he's basically being choked." So apparently it ripped open a gash over the young man's eye. My problem with the story is not enough information. Why over the juice box? What about the juice box? They don't go into any detail about the damn juice box, and I want to know what led a teacher.
You know what he did? I'll bet he took that juice box and he swung it, and he swung it and hit the edge of a counter, and it broke. And then he used that juice box to intimidate the teacher.
No. Thinking about being with students all the time, you know what the kid probably did. He squirted it, he squeezed it, or he stepped on it and shot out. Yeah, like they do with the little ketchup packets.
Sure.
They like to do that with ketchup packets. Put them on the ground and stomp on them.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure you still can't hit them.
No, you probably shouldn't. No.
As much as it is cathartic as you may think it will be.
Well, you know what, though? I might argue that if we bring back the paddle, airlift into the hospital to get stitches in his forehead,
seems pretty minor.
wouldn't happen. We'd be able to just take care of business with the paddle.
Well, I mean, why don't we just shock them?
A little electric neurosurgery, maybe?
Just a little shocker in each seat. You're sitting there, and when a teacher gets mad at you, they, zzz.
Yeah, that could be.
You're talking again.
All right. That's not funny. In fact, when my students don't talk is a problem as well.
And you'd have one student that got into it. Like, yeah, crank it.
I read about that study. I know what happens. People turn it all the way up. That's what they do. They do. Let's see. All right. So words to actions, teachers damaging students. We had the also poor decision making. The Oklahoma teacher who was fired for bringing the 11 students to Walmart in her car.
Oh, that's cool.
No. She didn't have permission.
Okay.
Okay. So
So she didn't do that. All right.
No, don't take them. She was trying to give them a snack.
But she put a bunch of kids in the car. What's the big deal?
Well, 2 of them went in the trunk. That was part of it. 2 12-year-old girls were made the journey locked in the car's trunk.
That's probably an issue.
While 7 more of the students created a human pyramid in her back seat.
She put them all in the back?
Yes, yes.
Nice.
She said this was a terrible mistake, she cried as she spoke to the school board. I didn't want to hurt anyone. I just wanted to do something nice for them.
3 of you put on your seatbelts. The rest of you hang on. And you 2 in the trunk.
And you 2 in the trunk.
Get nestled up against that tire.
Yeah. Don't breathe too deep.
Don't breathe deep. Yeah, you might feel sleepy.
It's a short trip. Walmart's really close. She wanted to get them goldfish.
What do you would have bet, though, when she said, look, 2 of you got to ride in the trunk? I'll bet you out of that group, 2 went, I'll do it.
2 girls. Yeah, they wanted to do that. All the kids wanted to go. It turned into one of those little mob kind of things where it seemed reasonable.
For a moment.
Yeah,
that
for
teacher
a moment.
was wrong.
No, and the crazy part is it took her more than 5 minutes to get them all into the vehicle. You know how they know that? Because the entire incident was filmed by the video camera outside the school in the parking lot.
So all that time, nobody looked and went,
what the hell is Miss Cagle doing out there?
What's Miss Cagle doing?
Is she trying to do a math thing to see how many kids she can put in her car? And then they just load up and go.
Well, she cheated.
She was the math teacher, yearbook advisor,
Wait,
and
she's a math teacher.
Yes,
she should have
math
known.
teacher. Mm-hmm.
She should have known how many could fit.
And cheerleading coach. So she knew about the human pyramid.
Oh, yeah.
That's how she knew to get them in the back.
There you go.
So, all right, this lady had some skills. She
did.
She had
Good
some
job.
skills. She just happened to get caught, I guess.
Good job,
That's
lady.
the problem. Yeah. Well, those were my interesting stories.
Well, we have to talk about something that came up while I was doing all of this research.
While you were researching.
And it's kind of weird. The number of teachers who have attempted to contact a hitman to kill their spouse is strikingly huge.
Whoa.
It's I found so many of those.
Like almost as many as this.
Nowhere close.
Oh, okay.
No,
All
let's
right.
not be crazy.
No. It's easier to.
But there was a bunch of different teachers. One teacher actually, they said in the story that he tried to hire a hitman for $1,500.
That's it?
Yeah, to kill his mother.
Oh.
He's like 38, 40, something like that.
So he was still living at home?
And they said they have no understanding why he wanted to kill his mother, who lived next door.
Oh, well, she lived next door.
You just answered your own
question.
question.
Yeah, there you go. In the house or next door. That's okay.
He
Wait,
lived by himself, and he was 40.
Yeah,
and his mom lived next door.
Yeah,
come on.
Okay.
He wanted to kill her.
He just couldn't take it anymore.
He wanted to kill her.
Probably the end of the school year. We didn't do that in the research, but I'll bet if we had looked at the dates, a lot of these stories happen. May. April.
Oh yeah, it's got to be the end of school.
End of the school year.
Here's one.
Although you have one that I know happened at the beginning of the school year.
Wait, I have this one. The Barry County teacher wanted in a murder to hire plot Friday, May 7th.
All right, May 7th.
Mm-hmm. But here's how he got busted. And I thought this is the one that made us stand out because there's so many of these. I could do 20 of them easily. He got caught because he was playing around with Bitcoin. And he decided he wanted to pay his hitman in Bitcoin.
He didn't want to come up with the cash. That's sad.
Like, I've got Bitcoin.
You don't want to kill her that bad.
And he went through a company that deals Bitcoins, but they're in England.
Okay.
Well, while he was doing this, people in the BBC were doing a story on the company that deals with Bitcoin. And they somehow or another, everybody got their wires crossed properly to realize in some emails that were sent back and forth.
So wait, he was trying to hire him by email?
Yeah.
Oh, dear God.
Through this cryptocurrency exchange.
So didn't understand the concept that it doesn't go away. It's always there.
He paid $17,800
in Bitcoin. Okay.
I wonder what that's worth now.
I know.
In a website, he paid it on the website to facilitate the murder for hire plot. The BBC, who was doing the story, contacted the FBI. Said, hey, this is going to sound weird, but here at Coinbase Wallet, we've got a guy we think is trying to hire somebody to kill his mother. And they went.
He could have just left the country.
Well, he is a former social studies teacher.
Oh.
Yeah. And he did this the year of his retirement.
So he lost it all?
No, it's going to go to his wife. That's how retirement works.
Well, wait. I thought you said he wanted to kill his mother.
No, this is a different guy.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm putting two stories together thinking this guy.
No, this is the guy who wanted to kill his wife, spouse.
Yes. Okay. You said mother. That was
earlier. I was talking about another guy, but anyway, this guy, the year of his retirement. So he's like, I'm going to retire. I'm going to kill my wife. And it's going to be gold, baby, gold.
And instead I'm going to get fired, lose or she'll get my retirement, and I'm going to prison. Wow. And I lose all my Bitcoin.
And well, yeah, he lost that Bitcoin. I'm sure. You think he got it back? No, probably not.
No, he didn't get that back.
And,
awesome. All right. Yeah, teachers killing spouses.
That was real common. And then I also wanted to real quick, little segue.
Oh,
we're gonna go over to Japan.
Oh, okay. You mean, wait, teachers in Japan aren't professionals who make good decisions and are moral and upstanding as well?
Well, they've told us for years that they have much better schools than we do.
Oh, their kids are amazing.
Yeah,
yes.
Well, okay. I'll just read the headline first, and then we can discuss.
And we'll go from there.
Board of Education suspends Japanese teacher who stockpiled 750 pairs of girls' panties at school.
Wait, he kept them at the school?
Kept them at the school.
How many pair?
750 pairs.
That takes up a lot of room. Where was he storing
I'm assuming he had like a little office maybe or something.
A little closet?
I don't really know.
I don't have that kind of storage.
Well, his defense.
No, there's no defense for that.
He has a defense.
Oh, bull.
It's at a school called a commercial school. And at these schools in Japan, they're business schools teaching students how to run business.
Oh.
So he says he was keeping stock.
He was selling the panties?
Not yet.
Well, wait. Okay. Are they
He was assigned to a club that was supposed to create like a store kind of thing at the school.
An entrepreneurial kind of, all right.
And it turns out that he's 50 years old. The police questioned him about it. He said, no, I was keeping stock because we're going to have a festival in October when the students can buy and sell items at an on-campus bazaar.
Okay.
He says
Bizarre is the word.
He said he got the panties at a very extremely low price and purchased them as part of like a store liquidation.
Did he? Okay, so they're new panties.
They're all new panties.
All right, they're not worn. Well, that was my other question, because that's okay. Well, maybe there's some legitimacy to his story.
Yo, Teach, can you hook me up with a G-string? What do you think?
That's a little a better product, a more appropriate product might have been. Well, I got a really good deal on these panties.
The festival came and went. He wasn't able to get rid of his panties somehow. So he continued storing them at the school after they told him not to.
Oh, so he was going to get away with it.
Yes,
they were just move the damn panties.
And he resigned from his position after 3
warnings.
Yes. He was also discovered later that it wasn't his first case of questionable conduct. He had been discovered breaking educator regulations by regularly emailing students through private email accounts. And in 2017, students reported that he slapped a pupil in the head over a dress code violation. Bella's wrong. This is true.
Bella says that's not true. Was the dress code violation that the panties, somebody didn't have their panties on?
And so since
he clearly likes underwear.
Since we're talking about dress code violation, continuing along this Japanese educator line, apparently in Japan at many, 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 many schools.
How many is that?
Very many. Very many, many. 3. Anyway, the Board of Education has a dress code for Japanese kids that are actually pretty strict.
Yes, I can imagine.
One of the weirdest ones, though, is that in the dress code, students have to wear white underwear.
Who knows that?
Well, turns out.
Why would I even know that?
Girls in this school district near Nagasaki, female teachers were required to go up to the girls and pull their blouse aside and look at their bra strap.
Okay.
And if it wasn't white, they would have to go to the office. They would get a demerit or whatever.
Okay. Well, all right.
Wait,
okay,
I gotta
so
read
that's
the
not
quote.
nearly as invasive.
There
as
are some in Japan who think this rule is going too far.
Yeah.
60% have white underwear listed as a mandatory part of the dress code. The school boards, though, are starting to begin changing them to get rid of these codes because they think it may be inappropriate.
It might be. And who the hell cares? So are they bad girls if they don't have white underwear on? Is that the belief? Is that the moral judgment there that's coming down on them? I mean, if I wear a black bra, am I being,
Well, think about it. I mean, the school is being the dress authority. That's really kind of weird.
Well, I mean, dress code is a big part of everything now.
I suppose they've got all kinds of weird rules, though, for students. I'm assuming these teachers were coming up with these just to jack their students. That's what I think. I think they were sitting in a room smoking cigarettes going, it would really make them mad.
We're going to play the masters today.
Apparently, in most schools in Japan during the winter, they're not heated. A lot of these schools don't actually have heating.
Oh, hell.
Gets down to 13 degrees Celsius. That's 55 for you and me.
Yeah.
And then they were banned from being allowed to bring lap blankets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they need a turnspit dog.
They opened the windows this past year because of COVID,
Yes,
making it just ridiculously cold. And they have to wear skirts. The girls have to wear skirts. Little rain hitting outside the studio. Yeah, that's okay. Well,
I thought there was a fan on or something.
Yeah, I did
like
too.
I'm hearing sounds.
Where's
in
this
my
fan coming
headphone.
from?
Why is that happening?
Anyway,
All
so
right,
they had to keep the doors, windows open, and they weren't allowed to wear gloves or scarves because Japan, crazy. By the way, that's not the only teacher that's been busted for panty issues. One teacher got busted for stealing a woman's panties in Japan off her clothesline.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if it was the end of the year.
Or that sounds like just a fetish that goes on all year.
But he was caught with like 75 pair of her panties.
So underwear for teachers in Japan apparently is some sort of kryptonite. They can't not
crazy. Just
they can't not want them.
Yeah, and so you might think, well, you know what, those Japanese teachers, they're weird.
Okay, well, we weren't going to the intimate side, but we went to intimate apparel. So
we've been picking on teachers.
I don't know that we're picking on them. I think that we're just saying that they're human and they have bad judgment too sometimes.
But we can't leave the administration out.
Oh, well, wait, no. Are we doing? I thought you had a story about an American teacher in a pant issue, pantless. She went sans.
Oh, yes.
I wanted to hear about that. You told me, you baited me with that little tidbit, and
I'm sorry.
And then you didn't go there. And this was the first day of school.
Well, I feel bad now.
Yeah, don't leave me out of this.
Okay, well,
Try not to talk about our stories ahead of time, but sometimes I want to know.
All right. Well, in good old Oklahoma,
my car trunk, the clown car, the math teacher, that was in Oklahoma as well.
Oh, well, there you go.
I lived in Lawton. It's a dull town.
You got a lot going on. Well, apparently in Wagner, Oklahoma, a teacher was arrested for allegedly showing up drunk, pantsless, and shoeless.
Shoeless.
That's the third one I'm sure has got her in trouble. Anyway, for her job, her first day.
Oh, first day of school.
Yeah, she's 49.
What? All of these have been.
Well, maybe
older.
she's been fired from other schools. Maybe she was starting at a new school because
and they weren't checking the background.
Well, she had shown up.
We had to go and do fingerprints. We had to do all the background. I had to pay the sheriff's department to make sure I was legit.
I could give my fingerprints if I was drunk, pantless, and shoeless. That wouldn't affect my.
But you were implying that maybe she had.
Anyway,
gotten fired before.
She was found in an empty classroom by an assistant principal. He had no idea who she was.
Oh, no.
Because it was her first day. And she was not wearing pants.
Wow.
By the way, there is a picture that goes with this story. And you might think for a minute that no one, I would be horrified if I found.
First day of school.
First day of school.
All right. So she didn't get her own class then.
The police were called.
Oh, okay.
Apparently she didn't run away and find pants. Anyway.
Or shoes.
She came back. The police came and said they smelled a strong odor of alcoholic beverage coming from her breath. And she admitted to drinking before entering the building.
No word on what happened.
She then went on to inform the officer that she was drinking screwdrivers on the way to work. Yeah.
So she's admitting to driving while screw driving.
Police then performed field sobriety tests on Hill and, quote, she failed all of them.
She also failed the logic.
When the police officer asked her if she had any more vodka left, she said there was plenty more stocked up in her car, which was parked in the school parking lot.
Oh, my Lord.
Police booked her on a charge of public intoxication.
And inappropriate dress.
They said they didn't charge her with driving under the influence because they had no proof she actually drove there. Call the detectives.
Yeah, okay. Her car got there somehow.
We can't crack this.
Is there a video?
We can't crack this one.
There must be a video. Oh,
How did she get to school?
That's amazing. Okay, so she didn't get the job, right?
Yeah, her bail, $149.
That's it?
That's it.
Oh, all right.
So does that mean she had to come up with like $14.90?
I wonder if that cut into her.
Where did she have it?
She has no pockets. Oh, she stored it in her bra.
Oh, yeah, she still wore her top.
Yeah, your bra is a pocket. We've established that in the past. Oh.
All right, Oklahoma, thank you.
Thank you, Oklahoma.
You're the gift that keeps on giving.
Did that 149 cut into her clothing budget?
Her vodka budget.
She's got the vodka. She just needs the clothes.
She cut into her pants.
You know
budget.
what? I'm giving up vodka for shoes. I don't need the alcohol. I choose. Yeah.
All right. Well, since we're back in the United States, we got to talk about this guy in the administration. I can't not.
Oh, yeah, we do. Administrators make
and
poor
guys, some of you may
decisions, too.
remember this. I don't know. It's been a couple of years, but gosh darn it, it's just such a good story. They had a guy at a school, Homedale High School in New Jersey, and they kept finding human poop.
Human excrement?
Feces.
Where were they finding it?
Well, on the football field near the track.
Oh, okay.
Several times, apparently.
Was there a bathroom at the football field?
It doesn't ever actually say.
Well, I mean, most football fields have them.
They probably have
one for the visitor side, one for the... Oh, yeah.
Because people are vandals and stupid. So anyway, apparently they did a sting. I don't know how they did the sting, but they did a sting.
All you got to do is sit in the press box and wait.
Deer cameras.
Yeah.
You know, and it turned out, and this is the fun part, that it was a superintendent of another school district named Thomas Tramaglini.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Italian?
You think? Anyway, he had been pooping. 42 years old.
Relieving himself.
Superintendent of another school district.
Wow.
They were finding it on a daily basis. The one he was charged with, I love this.
The one he was charged with.
Police said the alleged discharge of bodily waste occurred at approximately 5:45 a.m. on Monday.
Oh, so he's relieving himself in the morning. So he's taken his morning constitution.
Then the newspaper says efforts to reach him by phone and email were not successful.
Well, did they arrest him?
He was arrested. That's actually, there's more to this.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So anyway, he was making $150,000 a year.
He was.
Anyway, he requested and received a paid leave of absence. Given the nature of those charges, the District Board of Education wrote in a statement, paid leave is required by law unless an employee faces indictment or tenure charges. Many on social media came to his defense.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Apparently, it is an actual condition that people who begin running suddenly have the incredible urge to defecate, but it doesn't happen until they begin running.
Well, then maybe he should run a little at his house.
That was his defense. The really fun thing, though, is he has since filed a lawsuit against the police because he said they shouldn't have put his picture up for a misdemeanor. And he may be right.
Okay, but everybody knows his name. His picture isn't even necessary to the story if he's a superintendent. He's known.
Yeah, that's kind of how
everybody,
I feel.
the name would be enough and he would be known. And the school district where he was pooping, obviously that story had been, going around.
I like the idea that they set up this elaborate sting and caught him and everything. Why didn't they just, put out a porta-john?
Yeah.
It seemed like it'd be
because if this, there's his lawsuit then. If this is a serious, real condition, then he should sue them for not having facilities.
There you go.
Everybody.
All right. We have thunder at the Long in the Boot studios.
We do have
and it makes the dogs go crazy.
Or as my dad would say, tunda.
So anyways, the serial pooper. There's another one.
Pooper.
And then finally, we've got to go to the story that made the Breaking Bad
started
episode possible.
Yeah.
Because it's just so
Convoluted.
Yes.
Well, we have low scale Breaking Bad teachers.
Well, those were,
the ones
they were
that
chemistry
actually,
professors at a college who actually did it for reals.
Yeah. Who
They went and made meth.
Mine was a New Mexico high school science teacher who pled guilty to making meth too. So,
cool.
It happens.
But
those are low end.
They're making money on the drugs.
Yeah. That's all they did.
That's the poor man's way to do it. What you want to do.
You want to go full Breaking Bad.
You want to go full Breaking Bad and get the money. Yes. And this story actually not that long ago, back in April.
Yeah.
And again, end of the year. I'm going to just read the beginning of it to you. A popular Union County teacher described by family and friends as a devoted father, teacher, and coach was fatally wounded in a shootout when he and his brother-in-law tried to rob members of a Mexican drug cartel. Alamance County Sheriff Terry Johnson said. Barney Dale Harris, age 40. Should have known better.
Yeah.
Taught Spanish and was the head coach of the boys varsity basketball and track teams at Union Academy Charter School.
So he had a lot of young people looking up to him as a role model.
He was found dead on April the 8th in the bedroom of a mobile home that Johnson is calling a drug stash house.
Wow.
They received calls at 1 a.m. on April 8th of multiple shots being fired at a mobile home. So it's a mobile home park.
Okay. But not his home.
Nope.
No.
Harris was shot numerous times during what the sheriff described as, quote, an old Western shootout between two criminal enterprises. One of the enterprises being Harris and his brother-in-law. Oh, man, I bet his sister was going to be mad.
I bet she would have been. Did the brother-in-law die too?
No, actually.
Oh, he survived. Officers
found Harris wearing a face cover, gloves, and a bulletproof vest. Well, I think we need to check out the definition of that bulletproof vest.
Yeah.
Look what I got. Look what I got.
Where's the science on that one?
Yeah, I got it on sale. Don't go for the sale bulletproof vest.
Discount.
Note to self.
Discount. Buy the cheapest one. Did you read the Amazon reviews?
That's right. Harris and his brother-in-law, Stephen Alexander Steert, entered the home waiting for a cartel member to arrive so they could rob him of drugs and money.
So they knew
it was a cartel house.
They were robbing a cartel.
When Alonso Beltran Lara, I can't roll that R, arrived, he was taken outside, bound by his feet, shot twice in the head. Wonder if they asked him where the stuff was first.
Good Lord.
After shooting him in the head, one of the men said, "Hey, weren't we supposed to find out where he was hiding the money?"
Get that bulletproof vest off of him.
Anyway, they took him outside. Well, the fun part is he was alive when cops arrived, by the way.
Oh.
He died later in the hospital.
So they didn't say what kind of gun, like a 22 maybe?
They don't really say. Steert was arrested and charged with first-degree burglary, first-degree murder.
And stupidity.
I bet he's praying to stay in jail.
Oh, my God.
Well, they'll still get to him.
Actually, the cartel's probably there.
They'll get to him.
People in there.
Yeah, they'll get to him.
I've seen enough movies. I know how this works.
Police said officers found 30 shell casings around the mobile home and 3 holes in bullet holes in 3 other mobile homes.
Oh, no.
So the trailer looked like it had been ransacked. They found a bag containing 2.6 pounds of cocaine, $7,000 in cash.
So the cartel didn't take the drugs? They shot them up?
I guess they didn't get in to get them before the police arrived.
Oh, before the cops got there.
Yeah.
Quick response.
The sheriff says cartel members might seek vengeance.
Might.
For Lara's death.
What else have they got to do? Of course they're going to seek vengeance.
To this day, Sheriff, I'll tell you right now, I'm still worried about some retaliation because those Mexican cartels, they don't forget. They're going to pay back somebody somewhere, and that concerns me greatly as sheriff.
Oh, my God.
There was a fundraiser for Harris's family. The school was totally blown away, totally freaked out, could not believe any of
that
this.
He had actually, well, so what happened? What sparked that insanity? He must have planned all of it. It wasn't like it was premeditated. It was.
Here's his
his obituary.
His motto, Coach Barney Harris's motto, all love and no fear will forever be a part of who we are as a school.
Oh, my Lord.
Oof.
Love for the cocaine and no fear of the cartel.
Ah, man.
Wow. Did he end up in the yearbook that year, I wonder?
Oh, yeah, he did. That's where the picture is from, I'm sure, in this story. But here you go.
Yeah,
And,
but did they do a memorial page?
Let me do an update about this school.
Oh, no. Well, you know,
yeah.
I was kind of curious as to what happened after that.
The Union Academy Charter School in Union, North Carolina, is dealing with the aftermath of a drug-related shooting of a teacher and coach. Connected to the Mexican drug cartel, the shooting took place during a drug raid of a mobile home in Alamance County. Barney Harris, along with others, went to the mobile home to steal drugs and money, at which time a shootout ensued. Although no other drug connections have been made to the school, administrators are escalating security measures, including taking a closer review of the school's background check procedures and the possibility of additional police protection. Head of school John Marshall explains that Harris, like all new employees, had undergone a scan for criminal records. However, it turns out they only look at their own state.
Oh, so he had done some hinky things in other states prior? Is that?
Well, it turns out he was facing charges in Oklahoma.
Oh, Oklahoma again.
For possession, delivery, sale, and manufacture of drug paraphernalia in September of 2020.
Oh, so it had been recent. So he had.
So you're talking about an 8-9 month difference between when this incident happened and when that incident happened.
So he was always bad.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, and then he hadn't been a coach. He hadn't been a member of that new faculty in North Carolina for very long.
No.
So they didn't know him.
Well, we don't know. He may not have been working in Oklahoma. Maybe he was passing through.
And got.
I mean, that's possible.
I suppose.
But anyway, the school says, we're going to check nationally from now on.
You think that's a good idea?
Maybe see if they're.
We'll
check see if they have pants while we're at it.
She had shoes.
Shoes on.
Pants and shoes. Good judgment. That's good moral character.
And by the way, for fun, just to wrap up the really, truly Breaking Bad coach. What a weird thing. You come to school the next day.
Bizarre.
Did you hear what happened to Coach? No, what? He got killed in a shoot-off with a Mexican cartel.
When? Last night.
Not just any Mexican cartel either. It's called the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. They're buddies and pals with you know his name. Dang it, who's the one that went to prison not too long ago and then escaped? You know the name.
I do. You're gonna have to Google it though.
Nah, it's too late.
Yeah, you lost it.
It's not there. But anyway, just a list of the Jalisco New Generation Cartel has to date killed multiple judges, congressmen, police officers, and thousands of civilians. It once shot down a military helicopter with a rocket-propelled grenade.
Wow. And they take Bitcoin to knock off your mother.
The cartel controls the movement of more than a third of all drugs consumed in the United States.
Yeah, you know, when you think,
that's a lot of drugs.
When you think North Carolina, you don't generally think of, Mexican drug cartels.
Well,
I guess you should now.
Yep. And here's the really crazy thing. No fear indeed. He was going after them.
Yeah. He went and inserted himself into their world. That's just, that there's no intelligence there.
They have 35,588 homicides every year.
Associated with that group,
with that particular, well, no, with all cartels, because they're in a war.
Yeah.
There's the Sinaloa cartel was run by Guzman. That's El Chapo. It was Guzman. Anyway, so they kind of were next to him. And then when he went down, they kind of stepped in. And so they have this big giant battle going on. And apparently,
all right.
Yeah, it says it's a very loosely run. That's why they have trouble. They actually arrested like 80 of them at one point from this cartel.
In North Carolina?
No, in Mexico.
Oh, in Mexico.
And they put them in a drug rehab building to hold them.
Yeah.
And before the day was over, it was attacked by their cartel. So they were killing their own. They didn't care. You're not talking.
You're not going to say a word.
Not going to say a word.
Rehab is not going to happen for you.
no rehab for you.
You will not be rehabilitated.
So there you go. So
teachers, hang on. Just hang on.
It's almost over.
Don't lose your shit yet, okay?
We got to go a little bit longer, but we can make it.
We got an
Together
extra week.
we can make it. Don't try to ransack and steal
Keep
from
your clothes
a drug
on.
cartel.
Don't go after.
What have we learned here today?
Yes, don't go after underwear. Don't go after drug cartels. Don't drink and go to school.
Don't drink and go to school. That's a big one.
That is a big
And
one.
wear pants.
And wear pants, yes, absolutely.
I'm gonna write that down.
Okay. No kids in your trunk.
No kids in your trunk.
If you need snacks,
This ain't the drive-in, people.
You know what? My experience in this bizarre school year that we've had is that if you just ask a student to text their mom will bring snacks.
Chances are they're texting their mom.
No,
already.
they are. Moms, I am so grateful that we were not parents during. There was no texting when we were parents.
Do you think if I asked a kid to text his mom and say, "Bring Mr. Long Bitcoin," do you think?
Why? Because he needs to have his wife offed. You know what? We need to.
All right, never mind. You were thinking ahead of me.
We need to look into. I'm one step ahead always, baby. Look into how many teachers who are married do that.
Like two teachers?
Because the level of madness at the end of a school year, we have double because we're both teachers.
And on that note, you probably shouldn't start your car.
You did not touch my Jeep. You love that Jeep as much as I do.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I got that. My Jeep is safe.
I'm training the dogs.
The dogs have been very vocal today. So
bring you down.
So apparently there's
Start
been
with your toes.
That I'm ticklish. There's been some dubious discussion, I guess, because Bella's been very vocal.
Yes. Yeah, I guess we should check the weather too.
All right.
Anyway, well, there you go. That's Teachers Breaking Bad. By the way, thousands more we could have talked about.
Thousands.
This could have been a week-long show.
Well, and again, number one crime, wanting to have your spouse killed.
Well, yeah. Well, after the obvious one.
Oh, after the handicap one that we've left out of this podcast.
But again,
that I don't care to talk about.
For those of you considering it, no, stop it.
It's just poor decision making again.
No, bad teacher.
We don't know what we're going to talk about on the next episode. That just kind of comes with the territory. So we got new music. I'm maybe going to give something away. I don't have any more hats.
If those dogs keep barking, we could do a show on fostering dogs out.
Nobody's taking our babies.
And we got family coming. Well, that'll probably be the focus of our next episode. All right, there you go. Maybe so.
We're going to be converged upon.
I wonder if they can keep their little yaps shut while we do this.
I doubt it.
I do too.
Yeah. All right. So next time you hear from the Long in the Boot studios, we will have a multitude of longs here. Visiting.
Longs in the boot.
The longs in the boot.
There you go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you.
Y'all take care. Have a great day and
stay on the middle path.
There you go.
Stay on the middle
path.